The Premier League is set to begin next week, and I believe the relegation battle will be very entertaining this year compared to what it was last year. I believe there should be 5 teams involved in the battle down at the bottom of the English top flight. Now, the obvious 3 to be involved will be the 3 that have just come up. You look at Leeds United, Burnley, and Sunderland. Now, Sunderland have spent massively before the start of the season, which you may argue might see them have a good chance, have a good fight. They needed to spend heavily. However, there is that belief that they could have done what Fulham did a number of years ago, where they brought in too many players and they've changed the whole dynamics of the team, and that could be detrimental to them. Now, Leeds did not impress me against AC Milan recently, which should be quite concerning. There was a lack of creativity. They need someone in there to be able to create something from nothing, have a spark. Their defence is much to be desired as well. The style of play they play under the manager leaves them quite vulnerable at the back as well. They got up through the Championship. Now, they won the league, but I wasn't that impressed by them. There is a weakness in that squad that the Premier League sides and the quality of the Premier League can easily exploit. Burnley, Scott Parker has gotten incredibly well set up defensively. However, they've lost a key component of that in James Trafford. I think they will struggle. My main reason for them struggling is it's again different quality in terms of the Premier League when it comes to attacking. Look, you can set up, you can be very rigid in defence, but there's that one moment where a quality player like a Saka or a Verts could just easily pick them apart and create a goal from nothing. And Burnley lack the ability to get back into a game to the same level as other clubs. I don't think their attack doesn't, and the players that they have up there don't kind of stand out on their squad list for me. And I can see them struggling this season. Might be strong at the back in a number of games, but they will struggle. West Ham, I just don't know what to make of them. Their signings haven't been impressive this summer. They were down there last year. Graham Potter wasn't phenomenal when he came in. He struggled at times to get them going. They survived relatively easy, but again, that was because of the competition they were playing against in the relegation zone last year. There is still decent talent up front with Bowen, and there's decent players scattered throughout the pitch. But I would worry for them as well. I don't think they've added enough. I don't think they've changed enough to make them a side where I wouldn't worry. And the last side is Brentford. I think Brentford are in big trouble. I think there's a number of things working against them. I think the players they've sold, the money not being reinvested in the right areas. Look, they brought in Kevin Kelleher. Brilliant player, brilliant signing, brilliant option, better than Flecken. But it's everywhere else in the pitch that they might worry. And I worry. I don't want to see Brentford go down. They've worked hard to get to the position they're in. They've done things right. They've not splashed money heavily the way other teams have. But this might be the season they go down. And to bring this conversation, this discussion, this monologue to an end, obviously let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think I'm talking complete rubbish or if you have some agreement with me. And look, I view every opinion equally. Just be fair about it. But the 3 teams I see going down, having just mentioned them, are Leeds, Burnley, and Brentford. I know I mentioned Sunderland at the start, but I think there's enough quality they've brought in that they should see it over the line. But look, it could be any of them, of these sides. I just think they'll be down there, and there'll be concerns among the fan bases throughout the season about these teams. But look, let me know what you think. What do you think of my suggestions? What do you think of my arguments for these? What do you think of basically everything I've said? And look, I look forward to talking to you. I've been Brendan McGilligan. Thank you very much for listening, and best of luck.